The man accused of stabbing 4 University of Idaho students in 2022 has pleaded guilty.
By changing his plea and admitting to the murders, 30-year-old Brian Kohberger avoids the death penalty. His DNA was found on a knife sheath inside the off-campus home where the victims were all found. Prosecutors reached a deal with Kohberger just weeks before his trial was set to begin in August. He is expected to receive 4 life sentences and will waive his right to appeal.
A store owner was shot and killed inside the shops at Redbird yesterday.
Investigators say a woman named Rashonda Lowe entered the mall with a gun and shot Jamie Rocket several times. Fox 4's Stephen Dial is live with more tonight. Stephen.
Steve, we went in that mall today and I spoke to multiple business owners who said they were in there at the time of the shooting, saw the two arguing, and then heard multiple gunshots. According to court documents, investigators say the victim's wife told them that he had a restraining order against Lowe. The cookies and smoothie store inside the shops at Redbird was closed Wednesday, hours after it became a crime scene on Tuesday afternoon. Court documents say just before 4 p.m. on July 1st, Rashonda Lowe shot Jamie Rocket multiple times in the head, chest, and legs with a handgun, then drove away from the mall in a white SUV. Investigators say there's mall surveillance video of Lowe arriving at 2:35 in the afternoon, and then the two talking at the cookie shop for more than an hour. Court documents say Lowe pulled out a handgun and started firing, then jumped over the counter and fired more rounds at close range. Wednesday, the shops at Redbird released a statement saying, in part, "We are deeply saddened by the tragic incident that occurred Tuesday at the shops at Redbird. This was an isolated, targeted event involving individuals known to each other and not a random act of violence. We will be reviewing all aspects of this incident closely and taking any additional steps necessary to maintain a safe and welcoming environment." Lowe turned herself into the Arlington Police Department Tuesday evening. According to the arrest affidavit, she told police it was a domestic situation with her ex and made a hand gesture indicating she shot someone. Detectives spoke to the victim's wife, and according to the affidavit, she told them Lowe had been harassing her husband and that he had a restraining order against her. Lowe is in the Dallas County Jail at the last check. She's charged with murder, but a bond amount has not been set.
All right, that's Stephen Dial outside Dallas Police Headquarters in Dallas. Stephen, thanks.
Yes, good morning, Shannon and Lauren. The celebration here is tonight, not tomorrow on the 4th, and there's going to be everything from corn dog eating contests to an orchestra performance and, of course, the main event, the huge firework display. It's going to be such a great time. The North Tarrant Chamber Family 4th event will kick off at around 5 p.m. with bounce houses, food trucks, and some entertainment. There will be a salute to veterans and White Dove release at 7 p.m. And then the night wraps up with the fireworks show at 9:30 p.m. So bring out your chairs and blankets. Irving is taking the party to 2 days of fun tonight and tomorrow. Now tonight, the city will launch 525 drones into the sky for a spectacular show, followed by nearly 20 minutes of fireworks and Independence Day music. The after party is over at Toyota Music Factory for free performances and, of course, some photo ops. And then tomorrow, there will be a parade and live music in Heritage Park. Now, if your family would feel more comfortable with this sensory-sensitive event, the Sound at Cypress Waters is holding a celebration tonight from 6 to 10 p.m. The unique event welcomes kids, adults, and pets who might find traditional fireworks to be a little overwhelming. Now, instead of the loud booms, there will be an LED bracelet experience, face painting, balloon art, and a pet parade. Admission is free and open to the public. Now, you really can't go wrong. There are so many fun events, so many activities for kids of all ages and adults to participate in as well. Back to you.
All right, Peyton, thanks. So many options between today and tomorrow to get out and enjoy the 4th. Appreciate it. And if you're still trying to find a place to celebrate, we have a list on our website of all the parades, drone shows, fireworks. You can find that at fox4news.com, or you can search on our Fox Local app.
DeVarcia Forney would have celebrated his 22nd birthday last month, but he was gunned down nearly 3 years ago. That's in tonight's Trackdown. Good evening, I'm Clarice Tinsley. Dallas police say the suspect wanted for DeVarcia Forney's murder rented the vehicle used in the shooting on Facebook Marketplace. Fox 4's Sean Rabb, this week's Trackdown.
We are in South Dallas, the 4600 block of Spring Garden Avenue in York. This is Detective Jose Ortiz Vivas, Dallas Police Homicide. Detective, what happened here almost 3 years ago?
Yes, sir. On December 13 of 2022, at about 11:20 p.m., an unknown suspect shot and killed the complainant, 19 years old, DeVarcia Forney.
DeVarcia Forney, 19 years old.
Correct. It is unknown to us the reason for the shooting. Someone just made entry in the house and shot and killed him.
Do you have any video of your suspect or suspect vehicle?
Yes, we do have some video. It's a red GMC Terrain. We have witnesses who heard about 10 shots fired and observed the vehicle driving away at a high rate of speed. The vehicle almost hit the witness. That vehicle was recovered about a week after the incident, but the person who was driving the vehicle, it was not our suspect. The person rented the vehicle a day prior of a Facebook market. We don't know who was driving the vehicle at the time of the incident. At this time, what I need is someone who was actually inside the house where the shooting occurred, or someone who remembers the vehicle driving around the location, the 4600 block of Spring Garden Avenue or York Street, and who happens to see or even know who the driver or the shooter is. I mean, there's a lot of times that it occurs that the shooter tells somebody else, I just did this. So if someone has information about it, just please contact me.
Okay, how can folks reach you, Detective Jose Ortiz Vivas?
Yes, they can contact me on my cell phone. It's 214-883-4083, or at my email, which is jose.ortizvivas@dallaspolice.gov.
Who was driving that GMC Red Terrain December 13th, 2022? I know it's been a while, but somebody knows who was behind the wheel. Get at Detective Jose Ortiz Vivas. Get at him, his cell phone, his email. Help find the man who took the life of 19-year-old DeVarcia Forney.
And you can also watch past Trackdown stories and maybe help solve a crime. Go to the Fox 4 YouTube page, youtube.com/Fox4 News.
House members have still not voted on President Trump's budget bill. His deadline is the 4th of July. They were just voting on kind of a practice run to see where each member stood. The legislation features tax and spending cuts, but not everyone is happy with where those cuts are coming from, and others feel it doesn't cut enough. Fox's Christina Coleman has more.
Most of our agenda is wrapped up into this legislation, so it must pass. We have to deliver for the people.
House Speaker Mike Johnson rallying Republican holdouts still undecided on the Senate's version of President Trump's big, beautiful bill. Vice President J.D. Vance cast the Senate tie-breaking vote to pass the legislation Tuesday after hours of intense negotiations. But some House Republicans say the bill strays too far from the party's fiscal goals.
For me, it's about the debt and the deficit. What the Senate setback has a lot of errors in it, but more importantly, it really blows up the deficit. And so I want to rein that in. I think that they move too quickly.
Others on both sides of the aisle say they're unhappy with the deep cuts to Medicaid and SNAP programs. That's the main sticking point for Democrats, who say they will vote against it.
This big, ugly bill was made uglier by the Senate. It is an abomination to the nation. It is an insult, an injury to working families.
Outside of Washington, Americans are trying to make sense of what the bill may mean for them.
It makes no sense how he just bulldozing everything.
According to the Congressional Budget Office, while the bill will provide trillions in tax cuts, states with less resources may be forced to pick up the cost for cuts to SNAP programs. Some may end up leaning on food banks to fill the void.
It's going to be a tsunami of need, and food banks are not set up.
Meanwhile, cuts to Medicaid have some health officials worried.
We've got hospitals that are in danger of closing, rural hospitals that are going to be directly impacted by this bill.
The House has until the end of the week to meet President Trump's self-imposed July 4th deadline. Christina Coleman, Fox News.